I think we'll get one more in before we see what we have from the audience. Okay. We're asking this last one that came out of readers and PTA. And this one says that because it was the first school district to grow in Johnson County, that Shawnee Mission buildings are older on average than some of the other than the buildings in some of the other districts. Should the district have a plan to increase the efficiency of those aging buildings that are already in existence? This is another three-parter, so Cindy, it starts with you. Should the district plan to increase the efficiency of those aging buildings, and how? And then, would you favor LEED certified standards, or at least something similar to what would be a LEED certified standard for new district buildings that are being built, that will be built in the future? And how would you address parent perceptions that other Johnson County districts are better because their facilities are better? I may have turned it into a four-parter, but it's...
We're all blends together. Over the Shawnee Mission has done an outstanding job of modernizing and building new school buildings. Since 1986, Shawnee Mission has built 16 new schools at the elementary level, McCall, Sunflower, Rising Star, Apache, Blue Jacket, Broken Arrow, Comanche, Prairie, Highlands, Marsh, Merriam Park, Beeman, Oak Park, Carpenter, Overland Park, and Roseland. Middle schools and high schools have been updated to support the academic programs. We have on cycle all of our growths and our children. There is a plan that we are proactive, not reactive. And so those are all built into the budget on a cyclic, in a cyclic manner. Our buildings are quality, they're maintained well. At the current time, unfortunately, we are cleaning of our buildings every 3 days. That was a budget cut. But we have custodians in place should an emergency occur to go into those buildings on a daily basis if we need. I think Shawnee Mission is proactive. We used for the bond issue, we had money left over, of which we built a new school. So modernization of buildings, lighting, windows, air conditioning have all been addressed with bond issues or with monies that have been left over because we've been fiscally responsible. So I think Shawnee Mission continues to try to not only have sound academic success, but we keep our buildings and our grounds in excellent condition.
Well, there are two components to LEED certification. Without getting too deep in the weeds on LEEDs, it talks to building principles and approaches that make your facility extraordinarily energy efficient. You can get almost 100% energy efficiency on a building if you follow these processes. So that's a good thing. Why is it a good thing? Because the accounts that we struggle with financially as a district is from our operational budget. The money that goes to pay the electric bill and pay the gas bill and pay the water bill and those kind of things. So if you can adopt some of the LEED practices and save money on your heating, electricity, and that kind of thing, then that's all good stuff. There is one component of the LEED certification, which you get, you kind of call this sticker, where you put the plaque up and says we're LEED certified. That actually is quite expensive. I don't care whether you get the sticker, the plaque, or whatever, but if you're building the facilities so that you can reap the operational cost efficiency, that's a positive thing. Related to that, I don't think, though, that the most efficient building is a square box with no windows, and that's a fact. And when you start to add windows, you start to lose efficiency. Well, why do you care about that? Why am I talking about it? You go look at Corinth, and you drive up and down Mission, you drive down 83rd Street, count the windows. There are no windows. Now you go over to Highlands Elementary School, and you count the windows. They're all energy efficiency windows, but the district wouldn't pay for that. So it's up to the school and the PTA and the parents to fund their own windows. I don't think that's appropriate. This is an example of where you start to have these mini districts of schools and areas where they can afford to put in wood floors and they can put in windows and they can do all these things to have a pretty nice school. And then you have these other schools that Ms. Neighbors talked about. They don't have all that. It's a square box with no windows, carpet on the floor in the gym. I'm I'm against that. We all need to get over the line together.
Good.
One of the things I was remiss in saying, is that Shawnee National Commission has an environmental specialist that looks at ways to reduce energy costs, our lighting, all of that. And we are continuing to save money by using a lot of energy efficiency measures that we've put in place. Last year, it saved us over $500,000. Shawnee Mission has been proactive in this area, and we are continuing to do that. I think we'll be able to read specifications for close to it. We didn't go for the lead.
Saying the parent groups, again, that tried to engage the board and say we'd like the building to be built to be a nice building that's going to be last 50, 60, 70 years. It shouldn't be up to the 300 families that are currently here to fund the building. We think it's penny wise, pound foolish. If you don't get the LEED certification, whether you get the plaque or not, it doesn't matter. And at that time, the board said no. So.